So, it's another build video. We've got another Rokr set to build, and this time it's a swing ride. I think there's 3 or 4 different kits in this particular kind of magic amusement park series. The last one I built was the spinning teacups, and this one is a swing ride. Same as last time as well. I've got a few extra tools. Got a dual screwdriver set and a little knife just to cut off the bits of wood that are left on. So inside the box we've got similar things to last time. So we've got basically the wooden sheets. Actually, it looks like there's a few less than in the last set. Got some metal transfers. I think there's some sticky pads that you stick the LEDs on. Again, this one's got some LED lights and some motors, I think, to make it turn around. We've got the instructions inside the box, which again are very similar to kind of the last ones. Now we've got the battery pack, which is exactly the same as the last one. We've got another speaker. We've got one motor. Box. We've got a few accessories. We've got screws, some sort of plate. We've got the power switch in that one. Yep, and there's some tweezers, some cogs. Yeah, so it actually looks a bit more simple than the last one. But yeah, we'll see how we go. I've got one other essential tool in the building process. Glass of red wine. So, let's start the build. So in the instruction book, same as the last set, you get shown a list of the parts that you need to collect, and then there's the assembly picture for each of the parts. There's a cat trying to attack me as well. Bit annoying. Go away, cat. So I've got all the different sheets out for all different parts, which are labelled up. So that's sheet E, you've got sheet A, and each individual sheet is labelled up with a different letter to make it easier to find. So I'm just going to find all the bits. So I've got all the bits for the first bit of the build. I'm going to go ahead and start building it. bits for the next section of the build. The cog requires some wax on it, so I've just waxed it. It comes with a little stick of wax. You just put it around the outside to wax the cog. So, got all the bits for the next bit. Looks like the first bit. You have to put some stuff onto the motor, and then there's this bit which looks like the top of the base bit. So I'm going to go ahead and build it. all parts ready for the next bit of the build. First bit, you have to thread these wires through. got a few more parts ready. And this time it's to make the swing. I finished the main bit as well, the base and the upright. And then the wire's just hanging out. I'm not sure where the wire goes just yet. I'm sure we'll see soon. So I think the next stage is to assemble the actual chairs from the chair swing. Alright, so I finished building the individual seats, and now I've got to thread the bars to each one. So the next bit is you have to thread the bars through the seat, put a little retaining bit on the bottom, like put there, a little retaining bar on the bottom that holds those pins in. That's the first chair. Woohoo! Only another 15 to go. Yay! Finished making each of the swings, and now it looks like you have to get some more pieces to be able to attach the swings to the top section of the chair swing. So I've built all the chair lifts and put these bits on, which I think are the bits that attach it to the actual top bit. And now I've got to get some more pieces to actually attach these to the top bit of the chair swing. Right, so I've got the bits ready to the top bit, and I've got these tiny little bits here, which I think these slot into the gaps. Which one is it? It's these gaps here, I think. They slot in like that, and then they slot all the way around. So I'll do that next. Just one more little piece. Now I've added all those little bits on. There's this little piece here, which looks like it slots straight in there. It's quite a stiff one to put in, but it's gone in as well. Right, the next bit is we've got to take each of the chair swings and we have to insert them through. So they go with that bit sticking in. So it goes through that gap there, and then these slide into the holes there to lock them into place, which is a little bit tricky. Done all those chair swings. They're all hanging as they should do. It's quite cool. On to the next bit. So the next bit, I've got some screws, some nuts, and these, they go basically, just straighten that out a bit, either side of each of these flappy things. So I think the screw goes in that side, and then the nut is on that side. Right, so I put all those screws through the top sections, and now it looks like I've got to put some of these little things into the top section. So I'll go ahead and do that. Right, it looks like the time has come to actually put the top bit onto the chair swing. So the first thing I need to do by the look of it is thread 2 of these B14s, which are these separate things. You have to thread the lighting wire all the way through the middle of that. And then on this top section it looks like it just slots over there, and there's a little recess on that takes the wire into account. So that goes onto there, and that goes the same way. Tricky. There we go. Oh, it's got stuck. There we go, so that goes like that. Right, so the next bit is to feed the lights through the actual chairs themselves. So just make sure the chairs aren't tangled, and then I will feed it through the top bit. Right, and then that feeds through the top bit. Make sure it's not tangled in the swings. It's got another recess on the top of it for the wire to sit in there. So make sure the wire's in that recess. And then feed it onto the bottom section. And I presume it goes through that, like that. And then the top bit is finally mounted to the bottom bit. Woohoo! On to the next bit. Right, so the next bit is to thread this circle thing onto the lights, and that goes onto the base to lock it all in place. That rhymed. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. There we go. That slots through there, like so. Then we've got another bit which slots on, which is the similar sort of bit but with a little gap in it. That slots over the middle to hold that together, but then the wire kind of sits in the middle of that gap. So after that bit's gone on, we've got one more bit which I think is like a locking bit, which locks the whole thing together on the top. Slide that onto the top. Yeah, it's nice and tight. That holds that bit onto there. Right, so the next bit is I need to thread the light wire all the way through here. Have a look at it. All the way through there, and then that has to be thread through each of these individual loops as well. So the next section is to place each of these little trim pieces all the way around the edge. Now once they're on, the light goes kind of around them, which I'll show you shortly. So the next section is to feed the LED light strip all the way around the front, and it hooks around those little hooks. You can just see there. So do that. last bit. Finger on that bit, and it feeds back through the little loop underneath. It's quite tricky. So I've got a load more bits ready. First thing I need to do is I need to get C6x16, these little ones, which are really tiny, small little ones, and they go through each of these holes there to basically keep those bits in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So the next bit is starting to assemble the roof section. So I've put these pins through 8 of them, and they all slot onto this, which I'll do now. So I've assembled the final little bits. These fit onto the top sections on the top, and then these little bits kind of retain them onto the last bits. So it is completed. Let's put the edge bits on. The last thing to do now is to turn it on to see if it works. So the build is complete and it all works, which is a miracle. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video more than I enjoyed building this one. This one was really fiddly. The parts in it were tiny, but it's still quite fun to build and definitely worthwhile if you've got a bit of spare time. And to be fair, they look quite awesome when they're actually built. So until next time, stay awesome.
You've been watching Coasting with the Joneses. Please like, share, subscribe, and most of all, stay awesome.